Welcome to Monkey and Frank. My name is Do, and my body is Dom. It still feels weird to say that. My body is Dom, and my soul is Do. And together they make Dominic. So yesterday, smoking that cannabis made me really tired today. It reminded me of when I came back from my honeymoon. When I went to Ireland, I went for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And it took me about a week or so in Ireland to kind of get sober from cannabis, or even close to 2 weeks. It was difficult. I remember searching for weed while I was in Ireland, and it's super illegal over there. And I didn't manage to find any. And by the second week, then I started feeling great. And I could enjoy myself finally, and I was not so miserable and just grouchy. The grouchy me that I used to be. And when I came back from Ireland, I stayed sober for a little while because I remembered the feeling of just having more energy, being more optimistic about my day, being just happier in general. You know, you get a glow after you quit weed. And yesterday and today, I remember the feeling of like, wow, I'm tired. And I used to say that when I came back from Ireland, like, I'm not going to smoke again because it makes me tired. And I don't want to be tired. I want to have energy. And yet, on the very first moment where I got bored today, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be nice to smoke cannabis? Wouldn't it be nice to go smoke, sit down, and forget about the world? Forget about my worries. Forget about this house. We didn't get no offers today. And today was the day where, the market's hot and we're supposed to get offers, and we had sent so much positive energy towards the idea that we're going to get, more than our asking price, and it was going to be amazing, and no offers. Now we are in the third wave of COVID, and right now in Canada it's hitting pretty hard, and people are scared, and it doesn't matter. I'm just telling reasons right now. Fuck reasons. It's meant to be. Mother, God, whatever you are showing me, I appreciate it. But it's gloomy, and I miss my friends. But, because of that, I want to smoke. I want to be with cannabis. I want to be with myself inside my own awareness. I want to talk to her. There is a difference I was noticing yesterday compared to today. When you're high on cannabis or plant medicine, the inner monologue is just louder, and you can speak to it, and it answers back in such a clear way and unique to the plant medicine. Yesterday's voice from Greybeard was very assertive in its teaching. It was like one download after another and another. There was not really a conversation. It was just, here's the answer you've been looking for the last 2 weeks. Here's another answer that you've been looking for. And it was just giving me all the answers that I had been kind of stacking up in this life. And it made me miss her. Made me want to be with her again and again and again. But there is a cost to this tiredness. But at the same time, it's like, which one do I want more? Dreams, rest, and don't get me wrong, I sleep way worse without cannabis than with. Like yesterday when I did have some dreams, but I woke up only once, where before I quit cannabis, I would sleep the entire night. And that I've never really done in my life. I was always one who was really, really nervous, who would wake up a million times a night and had trouble going back to sleep. And that's even with cannabis back in the day, but now with spirituality and with my breath and my calmness, this new Do and Dom, I was able to sleep the entire nights. And then when I became sober, oh man, I've been waking up like 2, 3, 4, 5 times a night, because I dream and I write my dreams, but I feel more rested. Even though I'm waking up a million times a night, I feel more rested when I'm not high, when there's no cannabis inside my body. So that's the only reason why I'm not smoking. Because I would. And I can tell that my mind is going towards things that would allow me to smoke, plans that would allow me to smoke. And I don't know what to do with those. Is it my ego? Is it mother? Is it the cannabis itself, the spirit of cannabis that wants more and is trying to trap me again? But it's not a trap, it's work. But to be sober, I noticed, I got a lot of wisdom yesterday, and I had trouble applying it, because it's when you're bored, angry, boredom is as strong as anger. You default to your old patterns, and for me it's like watching Dota games or movies or TV shows or YouTube or browsing on Facebook for nothing. And I noticed that when I do these things, these entertainment to not be bored, it's not fulfilling. So tonight I decided to go back to the practice of listening to Ram Dass. So I listened to 2 of his meditation. And the first meditation, I was just at the table drinking my tea, and it made me remember of why don't I do this every fucking night? It feels so good. And even as I'm doing it, I can feel my mind, my ego, not my ego, fuck that. My ego's cool, I'm teaching it. But my ego's pattern, or my mind's pattern, to go back to what I know, what I taught it for such a long time. And that's to go and just waste time listening to something that has no value to my soul, to life. And I was noticing it, and I was like, this is insane. With my eyes closed and with this sweet voice telling me, think of this or do this. Imagine that you are light, and then bring somebody that you love and in front of you, and surround them with your light, and all sorts of breathing through the heart or your head or this and that. And it's just amazing. But again, my training of this body has been one way for 40 years, 38, 39 years, and now I need to switch it around, and it's difficult, but worth it. And then, I have shame for sharing this, but I have to do it. For the first time, I needed to use the bathroom to do number 2, and I brought my phone with me, and I continued the meditation on the bowl with back straight, my neck straight, and I just surrendered to what I needed to do. And because I was constipated, the relaxation of everything as I was doing the, visualization practice of the meditation. It was cool because as I was purging, I was purging more than just, poop. It was, like I said, and I don't know if I've ever talked to you guys about that, but peeing and pooping is spiritual to the extreme. If you surrender to the experience and you really are in presence as you're doing these two actions, you can let go of so many unknown traumas that, it's free. It's free clearing of walls, bad energy, trauma that you have inside of yourself by the action of peeing and pooping. And for the first time I did like guided meditation, and it was fucking magical, dude. Like so fucking magical. And it's something to really consider. Because I tend to bring my phone and watch fucking, again, things that don't bring any fulfillment to my life. But not today. And it was special. And cannabis, the thing that I love about cannabis is that it puts me in a state so that I can close my eyes and meditate more easily. And it feels like that's what I want the most. But I can totally achieve that when I'm not high. And it feels absolutely great. And yet, it's hard. And go figure. Go fucking figure. Yeah. The stresses of life. Do you guys believe in abundance? As if you are one with your soul, and that you are in presence, and you are here and now, that the universe will give you what you need? Because the secret, they say, as long as you think about it, you're going to get what you want. So if you want to be a millionaire, all you have to do is visualize it. And yes and no, because it might not be what you need, right? There is a purpose, I feel, for your soul to be here in this life in order to grow, expand, all these fanciful terms, raise your frequency. I have no idea. I'm putting my bets that, that it's real. So I'm going all in. But I still have my doubts. Even though I've had many experiences now where, I know, like when I have a conversation just over the phone with somebody else that's spiritual, that went through their journey, it blows my mind. Because as I'm listening to their story, I'm giving them the space, like the complete space to tell me their story, so that there's a space where they can put that energy, that feeling that they just experienced of God or healing or any type of experience when it came to the psychedelic or spirituality. And when I do that, it feels great because it's as if I'm speaking. It's as if they're speaking what I needed to hear at that exact moment. And I feel it as if like, oh my God, his healing was for him to tell me about it right here and now. And it is so perfect. Like I hear it. Like it's so perfect. It applies to what I had thought of that day, or what I have been going through that week in terms of trauma or suffering. And I get healing just by giving the other person the complete space to be and to talk and to surrender to what they're telling me. And why are they telling me such profound and, very private information, And then I see it as like I'm there for them, but they're there for me. And then I share with them my stories with a complete open heart and no shame. And then they get to surrender to their feelings and share their story even more. And the back and forth of these type of conversations are what I enjoy and love the most in this world. The profound conversation that you can have with anybody, even a stranger. And I've had that many times in the past. I love that. I love that so fucking much. So, the teaching of psychedelics that says that love and connection is, everything that is important, I believe it, because it resonates so much with what I love and what I like. And same with like the lessons of like the breath. Man, the breath, the Wim Hof breathing, or any type. If you take control of your breath, it's the most magical thing, and you can turn it on at any time. Anytime. If you decide right now to just stop, take a deep breath in and slowly letting it out while listening to my voice, it's magic. It's fucking magic. And for me, when you're letting out the breath to go in complete relaxation, my lower stomach, I notice that when I take a deep breath and I let go and I breathe out, there's still a part of my lower stomach that tenses and wants to stay tense. And I'm like, I see you, come on, let it go. And then I breathe out again. Take a deep breath in and breathe out again, slowly, and it takes, 2 to 3 breaths until my stomach finally says, all right, I'm going to let go and surrender to what is. And that's the shame of having a belly, the shame of having a round, ugly belly. And I'm like, who fucking cares? You're 39 years old, you're married, you don't have to impress no one, just fucking let it go. You are good. And the more I let it go, the more it's strong, the more it's in, like, not pushing outwards. It's weird. The more you relax, the more your body gets to be the form that its higher self. Square shoulders, chest up, stomach nice and flat, hips not rounded, tight or whatever. So, it's magic. Absolute magic. The practice of listening to Ram Dass at least once a week, or even Muji, to remind you about the here and now. It's a good practice. It is an absolutely good practice. I feel blessed. Having done these meditation today in like 40 minutes or whatever really takes the edge off and like removes a big weight that was there that I didn't know. Like I said, listening to mindless things puts a weight on my shoulders and my neck, and the idea that I should be doing more with my life, or I don't know, just one simple meditation of closing your eyes and breathing. And it's nice. Guided meditations they give you a focus on what to think about. And it's usually pretty freaking magical. There's no wrong way or right way to look inwards. Really, just take the time. Close your eyes. Deep breath in. Rahat was talking about that. A good way to go into a meditation is close your eyes and think of your extremities, so your toes or your fingers, and just start breathing while thinking about those two parts of your body, or even just your toes or just your fingertips, and stay there as you're breathing deeply and then releasing gently. Breathe in deeply, releasing gently, and then that to me is presence. It's kind of keeping an awareness on your body as you're breathing, and it's going to show you where you're tense. It's going to show you where you're keeping your frustration or your sadness, and even your thoughts. Because if there's a lot of thoughts that come in as you're doing that, that means that it's like amped up thoughts, thoughts that need to be processed, that want to be seen so that they can be let go. Not a thought that you get attached to and you say, the more I think about it, the more I'm going to be able to resolve it. That's bullshit. Especially if it's, yeah, it's bullshit. Give it to your ancestors. Let it go. Say, I see you, okay? I fucking see you. But now it's time for you to just be. I'm going to get the answer, I promise. I feel it. God is on my side. Mother's on my side. Just, you got this. I'll give it to the ancestors and come back with the answers. I don't need to think about the question anymore. It's all good. And when I get the intuition or the answer, I'll write it down so that I don't have to think about it anymore. Then you write it down. That's the journaling part. And then that's it. Then you go back to the next one, until there's no more. Then you can focus on where you keep your attention inside your body, and then, oh my God. Then the next part. Until you fall asleep. Yeah. Yesterday's dream, I can just faintly remember, is like I was going back and forth on something inside my spirit, and it was causing me anxiety to go back and forth instead of just, I don't know. And then when I woke up, my son was crying and I completely forgot the dream. And I knew though that there was something that was bothering me, and I don't know, something. Maybe you can show it to me again, Mother. Even though my son is crying, I'll try to pay attention to what's going on, because I did get agitated. When I woke up and he was crying, there was a frustration there. Yeah, instead of like to care about what he's going through, to feel that maybe he's afraid or he's sad, I want to look at that. I feel shame about that. I want to care when other people are sad. When other people. I can do it with strangers so easily. I want to care when my immediate family is sad. Is what? Because I know them fully, I get the right to judge them? Makes no sense. It should be the contrary. Not that I want to judge strangers, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Dom, you got this, man. I know I've trained you to not like loud noises, or maybe you were born that. Doesn't fucking matter. We got this. I got your back. I really, really, really got your back. So, if you have trouble, just look to me. Your true self. And I know your ancestors, my ancestors, our ancestors are going to guide us forward with strength and honor and serenity. I wrote that in my book tonight, serenity. I think it means like a peace of some kind, but I don't even know fully what it means, but it's resonating. Love, honor, serenity. I don't know. Feels good though. I am so blessed. Thank you so much for listening, if you are listening. Because when you do that, you're giving me space and you're allowing me to heal whatever needs to be healed. And as you're listening to me, I hope you are being healed, because you deserve it. No matter what you've done, here and now is all that matters. Anybody can change from one day to another, from one moment to another. We all have the potential to be our greater selves. Love you forever.